Right, I'm back for the part 2 of the Conquest Agarta Galactic War line edit slash read through. I can actually say it now. I'm having a terrible time speaking recently. So yeah, we got to page 60. So Gaia's given the Lord Archon shit for what he did at Earth. And yeah, so I'm implying that 2 billion, not just humans, but total souls died. So they're basically going through the system now. So the Matrix, like the AI system, is basically love bombing the fuck out of those 2 billion people. So they're about to get recycled back through. Where are we? So Viden's obviously escaped the Earth system, so he's on that Cetus now. So that's, to use Star Wars as an example, it's like Tatooine, in it, just some shithole. Just one sec. Right, I'm back. So I'm just gonna get cracking on. So Viden enters with V196. Alien beings pack the place. Alien beings pack the place. I might add a touch more. Alien beings pack the place. I suppose it gets the point across, doesn't it? Do you see him? So he's on about Chesney here. Answer: no, master. But what I happen to see is an assortment of flesh jockeys begging to be killed. Suggestion: I could accidentally detonate an explosive and let nature take its course. And then some nearby alien, hears the droid, and he leaves. He scuttles out. So we've got a scuttle reference again. V196 watches the alien leave. Statement: wise decision. So 2 nonsense name alien men. They're both Axis mercenaries. Wait, are they Axis mercenaries? I'll just read it's both mercenaries. These 2 are called Zafra and Kane. So just nonsense names. So they drink in the corner. And that Zafra eyes up V196. That's the fucking droid who killed Machado. Just some random mercenary guy. Kane looks. No, can't be. I'm telling you, that's the one that's with him is wearing the same armour as Asper. Yeah, so I'm implying that there's a bit of history with these. He's too small for a Gaian. Zafra scans V196 with a device. It comes up with a description and bounty of 10 million credits. Bloody hell. I told you. Zafra shows Kane 10 miller. So that Zafra guy equips a gun and he sneaks toward the droid. He shoots it, but the bullet deflects off the Draconite armour and it hits another alien being. V196 slowly turns. Expletive: you have gone fucked up now, haven't you? And Viden's like, the V196 rips the throat out of Zafra. Kane goes to flee. V196 shoots him as well. And there's just pandemonium in the bar. Well, bar, pub, tavern, saloon, it doesn't matter, does it? Let's be honest. The alien beings... I might capitalise that. The alien beings in the kill your bar flood out of the building. Viden emerges with V196. What is your problem? Refutation: it is not I who fired first, master. How many more people out here want your head and mine along with it? Commentary: my former master and I got about, so to say, master. What did you do? Answer: I did not do anything, master. I was with you. What did you do to them, you fool? Why do they want to kill you? Explanation: I do not know why they are so hostile against me. It is not as if I entered their compound and taped thermite to the steel beams of the building to test its structural integrity. I had no part in their employer's death, master. Pause. Correction, I played a small part in their employer's death. I believe the ceiling played the most. So Vidon just marches off because he's not happy. That's almost, I can't lie, it's almost a bit of a 9/11 reference, that, you know. Right, so they're near the Killia bar, but they're in sort of... I mean, desert terrain, don't really matter, does it? I'll just put near Killia bar. Vidon sits on the open ramp of his Draco fighter. V196 presses and kicks sand. Gets a bit bored. Statement, my former masters were very rich, master. In no small part due to my assassination capabilities. Suggestion you could accept assassination contracts. I would happily complete said contracts and you will receive credits in return. Do with those as you please, it is my purpose to serve the master. Can't help but get the feeling you get a kick from the killing. True. Veiled deceit, master please, I could never. Every intelligent flesh jockey possesses the divine spark of their creators. To extinguish this spark would be oh so evil on my part. I could not live with myself. I think we both know that's not true. Confirmation, it's definitely not true. See, with that, I'm going to go on a tangent here. So this, it's like with aliens. Are aliens like us? Do they have their own souls and they're trapped in this universe with us? Or are they the physical manifestation for what's outside to manipulate within? Because there is rules within the universe. And you have to abide by these rules. Like, if we're supposed to be a soul, when our soul is within the physical universe, we must inhabit a physical body. But then again, ghosts... it's a tricky one, that, you know. Ghosts are a weird one. It's like somehow they're trapped in a way, like in between. I don't know. That's another conversation. Right, so an ominous figure approaches from a parked ship. So this is Malson Kaka now, if you remember him from the first one. Because he's hunting for Shesnu and he thinks Vidon's Shesnu. Is that him, meaning Shesnu? Answer, no master, this flesh jockey isn't even human. Query, are you going to ask me this every time we meet a bipedal flesh jockey? Is he coming to us? Query, are we playing 20 questions, master? Two can play that game. So moments later, the entity stops, two pistols at his waist, a hood obscures the face. Only a gnarly mouth is visible. This is Malson Kaka. V196, command, stay behind me. So V196 stands ahead of Vidon. Malson's like, nice ship you've got there. Interjection, this ship is not for sale, flesh jockey. I've been searching for one just like it. Oh. So this is a bit similar to... This is inspired from Green Street. Rhetorical question, the spaceport is due south. Are you lost or just fucking moronic? So he's obviously glaring at the droid, and Vidon's like, I don't want any trouble. Trouble has found you. What do you want? There's a pretty price on your head. Vidon hits V196, your fault. He obviously assumes it's because of the droid. Statement, now is not the time to scold me, master. Let me keep my focus. I did have another idea about this. Of like another dialogue line for this. Do you think your time with the coalition atones for your sins? Oh man, I'm yawning already. I have actually been up for nearly 12 hours, even though it's 8:30 in the morning. I'm trying to fix my sleep plan. I'm not with the coalition. Malson's hand hovers over his gun. Warning, if you insist on fighting, the only flesh your family shall have left to bury is memories. So V196 mirrors Malzahn. And Viden's like, I'm looking for Chesnu, do you know him? Malzahn chuckles, how far you've fallen, because he still thinks it's Chesnu. I think you have me mistaken. Viden removes his helmet. We want as last words as possible. Malzahn Kaka grunts because he realises. Never knew there were two of him. Have the Draco put you up to it? Because he assumes that Viden's looking to kill him as well. No, it's a personal matter. Malzahn Kaka tuts them points. Stay out of my way. Malzahn Kaka marches back to his ship. Viden will follow him. Just gonna have a quick drink, but I've realised I can mute myself so I'm not drinking down the mic. Right, I should be back now. I'll put a bit of music in the background as well. Right, so we're in Sirius now. So this is the most kitted up system. So the Ronin capital ship, so that's Commander Thompson. The one who's a dick. Well, he's not, well, he's a dick, but he thinks he's doing the right thing. So his ship arrives from a quantum jump. Two worlds, Sirius A and B, orbit their binary star close to each other. The Ronin capital ship passes through the heavily bolstered space security measures of Sirius B. It's the most fortified world in the coalition. Yeah, it's hard to get this planet in part 3. Commander Thompson and 50 loyalist soldiers march through the base. Syrian personnel, both research and armed, watch them pass. Syrian operators man terminals. Commander Thompson marches into the control room with a handful of his soldiers. General Guillet is a Syrian male, so he's just general nonsense name. Stands by a terminal. What's with the entourage? Void Caller. I have no such order. We can end this war now. Billions of innocent people are relying on us. Allow me. So Thompson marches for a door. General nonsense name cuts his path. We have no such order. And then it's like a moments later. So in terms of like the shot, we're outside that room, but you hear like a good bang gunshot. In fact, gunshot. Screams inside the control room. So basically, he's just executed that general nonsense name. Sirius B like void caller containment. Chamber doors open with an injection of pressure, revealing void caller, a large black cube. In fact, I won't. I was gonna mention something, but I can mention it. Maybe not later, but in part 3. Basically, I think the real life Demiurge could look like that. It's either a lie or there's a lot of cube. How can I explain? There's a lot of black cube. A black cube is important, and I don't know why. People associate it with Saturn. This might sound a bit silly. I think the universe itself could be a black cube, you know. To us, it'll be like a sphere inside, because it sort of stretches in all directions at once. So that's like circular, isn't it? Like a sphere. But I don't know. There's something. I've just got a feeling it could be a cube. As silly as that might sound, as in it's a cube from outside. I don't know. I'll just shut up about that. I probably sound crazy when I say that. It's important for something anyway. An alien Axis mercenary. I've misspelled that, haven't I? Mercenary. Is that right? Right, possibly. An alien Axis mercenary. Do I specify which alien? Blue board. I don't even know. An alien Axis mercenary crawls out of the facility. I don't know. Leaving a trail of blood. Maybe I specify. I'll make it. I don't think we see many Pleiadians as evil. A Pleiad, well, not evil, but as in criminals. Is that right? Player, and then Diane. Player is the Sophia equivalent, like the mother. Player, and then Diane. I don't know if I call it Pleiadian. And then what about Diane? I've called them Pleiadian. Like Pleiadian. Consisting of 5 Pleiadians. I don't know. Whereas the robot was trying to say it's Pleiadian. Pleiadian. Right, what I'll do. Player. Dian. Replace all with player Diane. And then I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, there is one. Player Diane. I've noticed that I seem to make more spelling errors in the capitals, but it's hard to see. A Pleiadian Axis mercenary crawls out of the facility leaving a trail of blood. Chesney emerges and stands on the Axis mercenary. You won't be able to step in and bang. I didn't quite get that. Does he have to say that? Right, so Chesney's putting more crates into his ship. Into his spacecraft. When he notices Mal's and Kaka approaching. Player Diane. If he can't speak again. If he kills me, go to the Pleiadian. So he's on about Val. Please don't fight him. I can take him, but he knows he can't. Chesney steps out the shade of his ship. moments later. So Chesnu and Mouse and Kaka glare at each other in silence. Both edge toward their guns. Surprised you haven't scuttled back to Scuttle. Surprised you haven't scuttled back to Anu. Anu died long ago. So originally, I had it where they cloned Anu, and then obviously his Archon spirit inhabited the clone body. But then I was thinking, I don't know, I just thought it might be a bit too... It's one of them, innit? I complain about big bads getting killed and then coming back. And although it does make sense in the logistics of this universe, it felt a bit cheap, so I thought, why don't I just remove that entirely? And then I created an entire new storyline then. Haven't you heard? The Draco are back. Oh man, I'm yawning. Earth got walloped. It's uninhabitable now. Impossible. 10 units of Draconite is otherwise. He's kind of saying impossible to both. He doesn't actually know about Earth. Chesnu edges closer to his gun. I've got 50 stacks cash, a crate of blow and whatever this lot has. I'll need a little more than that, my friend. There's a clone of you knocking about these parts with a V-series is on about Viden. Not my problem. You may be a legend to the Coalition now, but you and I both know what you are, Butcher. Yeah, so this Chesnu guy, he was very, very evil when he was younger. So in the rough draft of the prequel I did years ago, he was known as the Butcher God in Egypt, I think. So I've kind of based it off that mythology. You know, so he really got up to no good with the Draco. And then later on in his life, he got captured by the Coalition, and then they kind of forced him to help them, and then over time he sort of joined them properly then. And he was pivotal in Anu's defeat. So in terms of the Draco, it's shoot on sight if they see him, because they just see him as a traitor. And having Mara kind of really softened him. Chesnu lunges for his gun. Bang! Chesnu falls with a shot to his abdomen. The bullet penetrates his Draconite armor. Yeah, because I mentioned that Mouse and Kaka got a gun off him with the excited Draconite bullets. Mouse and Kaka. I'll just keep it his first name. He saunters towards Chesnu. Chesnu arrives on the ground. Malson stands on Chesnu's right arm to stop him grabbing his gun. Time to pay your dues. So Malson aims his gun at Chesnu's head. This would be a good shot. Chesnu looks over Malson's shoulder as V196 drops from Viden's Draco fighter. So obviously Viden's Draco's fighter is overhead. He sort of whizzes overhead and then the droid drops. Malson arches his head upon hearing V196 landing. Interjection, we did not finish our conversation. So Malson watches Viden's Draco fighter land. He kicks Chesnu's gun away and faces the droid. You should have stayed out of this. Recollection, I have been told I overstay my welcome often. And Malson's just like, my fight isn't with you, what is your deal? Answer, you pose a threat to my master. Chesnu is mine, you and the clone walk free. Correction, I just don't like flesh truckers, and you in particular. You're a fucking wrong un, you know. A full-on mongoloid. Because it said something similar. And obviously mongoloid and droid as well. Query, are we going to fight or just do bore us to death? Moment. Malson lunges for his gun. Bang, bang. 2 holes seep bored from Malson's chest. He gasps. V196's chest guns retreat inside its frame. You cheater. Because he's quite, again, he's a dick, but he's actually somewhat virtuous in the sense of when it comes to like the gunfires. You know, he has a respect for his opponent. Malson falls dead. Expletive, I do not pertain to your archaic combat rules, you cadaverous cunt. Biden runs to Chesnu. Tell you what, I can't stop yawning. That's why I keep micro pausing, I'll just keep yawning. I don't know why I'm getting hit with a wave of tiredness right now. Because I need to stay up today for as long as I can. Ideally like 4 PM or 6 PM, I'll be happy. And right now it feels like I'm not even going to make bloody 10 AM. I'm just gonna have one of these sugar-free Cokes, but it's got a bit of caffeine in it. Hopefully it'll wake me up a bit. Just 1 minute. I should be back now. Just necked one of them Cokes. Hopefully it wakes me up a bit. Oh, I'll tell you what, my knees are hurting as well. Right, so Viden drags Chesnu into it. Viden drags Chesnu inside because it's Chesnu's spacecraft. And the system's like, please help him. Chesnu removes his helmet and armor with difficulty. In there, Chesnu's pointing at like a box or something. Viden drags a box. Grab me a handful of blow from that crate. Viden opens a crate and grabs a handful of the black powder. So I've not named it. It's basically nonsense name cocaine. Let's be honest. Chesnu finds a nano healing pack. So these are more important in the book. Viden offers his hand. Chesnu plants his nose in the powder and inhales. He shakes his head violently with the intense high. He puts a nano healing patch over the wound. Yeah, so these are pretty overpowered. It's like sort of nanotechnology patches. Put this on the exit wound. So Chesnu gives Viden a patch. You need a healer. Just do it. Just do it. Is it just come on and do it? Oh, that was a video I did before with the Star Wars one. Hopefully it's not too bad. Just do it. I think I've done a couple of videos today before this one. Yeah, I did. Viden puts the patch over the bleeding wound. Chesnu holds in his pain. Done. Chesney utters relief as the nano healing patches work their magic. Yeah, so they're gonna patch him up pretty quick. Will you hold up? Mm-hmm. Chesney's heart pumps 10 to the dozen. Who do I owe the pleasure? So obviously they have a little chat. But then we're later now. Viden stands over Malson Kaka's corpse. Not even a mother could love this face. V196 gives Malson a little kick. Opinion. I don't know if it could say something else. Opinion. Master, I believe this Chesnu character would be a valuable companion. It has a tendency to attract violence. I like this, I'm sure you do. Chesnu emerges from his spacecraft. I keep using ship. I probably missed a few ships, but I prefer spacecraft. It's more specific. You okay? I'm surviving, thanks to you. What do you want, Viden? So Viden offers Chesnu the gun that Mara gave him. Chesnu tentatively takes it. Where is she? Viden wobbles his head. Chesnu holds the gun dear to him. How? The Draco captured my world. When the coalition came, she died in the attack. So Chesnu points at Viden, shaking his finger. I can't help you. Marches toward Malson Kaka's spacecraft. Chesnu investigates and discovers the Lord Archon's glove. A further search uncovers a crate with 10 units of Draconite. Christmas has come early. Yeah, so Numbnuts hasn't cashed in his Draconite yet. And this helps Chesnu out and it helps Viden out as well. So Christmas has come early. Chesnu emerges with the crate of Draconite. Viden awaits. We have to stop them. And who the fuck is we? The Draco have done something to my world's moon. It moves and lets loose on worlds. It destroyed Earth, I saw it. And Chesnu's like, we can't win. You beat them once, right? Different circumstances. That's another sort of callback to what Viden said. Chesnu carries the crate toward his spacecraft. Viden follows. Other worlds will be destroyed if we don't do anything. Chesnu continues. Viden stops. I promise Mara. Chesnu stops ruminating. Here's some advice. Don't make promises you can't keep. Chesnu throws a unit of Draconite at Viden for your trouble. So we're in Chesnu's spacecraft. Chesnu languishes in the pilot chair. His baby girl. He can't even recall her face anymore, yeah, because he's not seen Mara now for like 10,000 years. Viden's Draco fighter takes off through the window. Chesnu watches it fly away. Track him. Right, so we're back with Commander Thompson now. He's got the Void calling out. He's going to go to Agarta. Coalition operators manipulate controls and soldiers stand guard. Is Void Caller prepped and ready? Yes, sir. This is a very simple operation. We jump to their system and deploy Void Caller. Once we have confirmed activation, we retreat to center. I want us in and out no more than 5 minutes. Does everyone understand? Yeah, because something like this can be done quick. You basically jump, drop the weapon and jump. Personnel acknowledge. Systems are primed and ready when you are, Commander. Engage. Right. The Lord Archon sits alone in a control room on Patsul. His mind... Here we go. His mind is a storm. I like that. Elon Musk said that in a video I watched. Regardless of your opinion on him. I like that. My mind is a storm. I have a soft spot for Elon Musk because he's one of me. He's got the tism as well. He's like a super tism. People think he's a robot. He's not a robot. He's just autistic. He's like super autistic. Like team of the season level autistic. Bloody Team of the Year level. A Draco operator enters a coalition capital ship, my lord. Ronin Bridge. Commander Thompson observes as Planet Protector satellites engage them. Deploy it. We're in space. Void Caller ejects from the Ronin, flying toward the Draco fleets and Agarta. It stops. Activating. Do we have confirmation? Yes, sir. The sequence has begun. Yes, sir. The sequence has commenced. That's a sweaty word. Yes, sir. The sequence has commenced. So we're on Patsul's bridge. The Lord Archon arrives and looks out of the window. The Ronin command ship enters a quantum jump and disappears. And then ... as like a heavy silence. And then the Lord Archon sees the black hole forming. Order an entire retreat to Zeta Reticuli. The Lord Archon looks out the window. The growing void attracts Draco spacecraft. Water on Agarta's surface is visibly disturbed. I've done the is and then word. But, water on Agarta's surface. Oceans on Agarta's surface. Are visibly disturbed. Water on Agarta's surface is visibly disturbed. I probably could write this better, you know. Gets the point across. And he's like, jump. The black hole grows. Oh, this is nasty, this. Causing spaghettification of Agarta. This should be... Oh. Draco spacecraft jump to Zeta Reticuli, including the Draco Mothership Ibu. Patsul space station disappears into its quantum jump. So we're in Naprodo now, the forum, so we sort of see it from the planet's perspective. The ground quakes with such ferocity that the planet's mantle pierces the crust. So anyone who's here is just dead. Space Agarta system. The spaghettification of Agarta intensifies. The world spins and loses shape in motion. The mantle engulfing in the crust the world over. That'd be... Oh, so nasty. Right, we're back on Cetus now, and obviously Viden's got no clue what's going on with Agarta. So Viden enters a pawn shop with V196. I want to sell this. He places a unit of Draconite on the counter. The owner, nonsense name, is an Arcturian male. He investigates the Draconite and scans it. He's impressed. I can give you 100,000. Done. Interjection. That unit is worth at least 1 million. Warning, do not fleece the master if you value your life. I can't sell it on for 1 million. 250 final offer. Viden's like, done. Interjection, master, he's mugging you. It's more than enough to get by. So Balian gives Viden the credits. Chesnu enters and stands next to Viden. V196 statement, I thought we would be forever strangers. And Chesnu's like, oh, fancy seeing you two here. 5 units of Draconite pure. Chesnu places the Draconite on the counter. Balian scans it. Is it Balion? What am I doing? Yeah, so I've misspelled his name there. Balian scans it. He looks at Viden and Chesnu awkwardly. Yeah, because he's just give Viden 250. And he's hard pressed for that. And he's like, I can give you 500,000 per unit. To Chesnu. And Chesnu's like, no, don't play the fool now. I want at least 750. And he bobs his head. And Viden's like, really? The Balian can't look at Viden. No takebacks. And V196 is like, statement, I told you, master. But no one listens to me. I shall remain mute from now on. And Chesnu's like, good. Query, master, would you like me to kill this conniving little flesh jocker? We will be able to take the credits and the Draconite. Rein your droid in. And Chesnu's like, just give him 500. He's like, sort of grunts under his breath. He passes Viden another 500 credit 500,000 credits. Mockery, thank you. So Viden exits the pawn shop with E196. Is this world devoid of virtue? Answer, I would say so, Master. The Coalition has no presence out here. Not that they possess any virtue. So Viden looks to the sky. The black manta enters the atmosphere. Right, so Chari is on board this. They're basically trying to get control of Cetus now. So they're going to basically deal with the mercenaries. Oh, for Chesnu exits the pawn shop. Great, now look what you've done. Statement, you are quickly becoming my favourite master. We have to do something. You want to one-man the Black Manta, have at it. Request, let me at it, master, I can take it. So Chesnu walks towards his spacecraft. Biden follows. They are going to kill this planet. Good riddance, I say. And he's like, addendum touche. Shut up, you. They're gonna kill us too. Viden fixates on the Black Manta as he follows Chesnu. If they wanted to destroy the shithole, we wouldn't be speaking right now. I don't know if there's a better way of me saying that. I don't know if that seems a bit too... I don't know what the word would be. If you wanted to destroy the shithole. Is it... I don't know what the word would be, but just not good. Where should we go? We. Viden's puppy eyes. Chesnu caves in. This is a GameStop reference. We go to Cryand. Viden smiles. And Chesnu's like, oi prick, do you know where that is to the droid? Answer, of course. Request, can you please let me kill one Draco, master? Chesnu's like, we're not fighting Draco, not here. And V's like, objection, but then it ends the scene. Right, so we're at Senti now, which is that's Alpha Centauri. So Admiral Val, the pretty boy Pleiadian. So he's in his Harbinger command ship and it hovers in the atmosphere. A smaller vessel disembarks the Harbinger and flies toward the surface. So Admiral Val's going to arrest Commander Thompson now. So Commander Thompson overlooks the beautiful scenery of Senti through the window. Admiral Val enters. Your disregard for life is overcoming. A small price to pay for our victory. Pleiadians. Commander Thompson looks at... Whatever. Why do I keep making... Well, there's always going to be mistakes. It is still an early draft. Looks at Admiral Val and his elite fighting unit, the Black Watch. Consisting of 5 Pleiadians, 4 male and 1 female. And general nonsense. So, a small price to pay for our victory and general nonsense name. Commander Thompson's heart weighs heavy. Did you destroy their station or not? I don't know. Admiral Val seethes inside. All of this and you don't even know. I didn't plan on sticking around to find out. If it escaped, it will no doubt be at Zeta Reticuli. Take him at Sirius B. Blackwatch approaches Thompson. If there's a hassle, chuck him into space. Right, so we're at Cryand now. So that's a GameStop reference. That there's a guy in the community called Cryand. He's not been seen for a while. Chesnu and Viden sit on their spacecrafts. Open right. Open. I can't speak. It's there. Chesnu eats. Well, yeah. The port is ripe with an assumption. I don't like the is and then word. The port is rife with an assortment of alien beings. V196 stands guard, scanning everyone for threats. Chesnu watches Viden as he gawks at passers-by. I'm guessing they took a liking to you too. I was just a boy, a stupid, clueless boy who never should have gone aboard their ship. I've led wars for them. There isn't a hell deep enough for the sins I've committed on their order. He's right about that. He even killed... So, Mara's mum is his soul bond. He even killed her in a past life. Tell me about Mara. Vaden smiles as he recollects Mara. The fairest thing I've ever seen. The kindest eyes. I was only a boy when we first met. I escaped imprisonment and she tried to take me home. Almost died trying. And knew she was special the moment I saw her. I would not have loved her had I known the pain of light and joy. That's similar to that Gimli quote. I might change that slightly. I might not have loved her. I might not have loved her had I known the pain of light and joy. The coalition came because of me. She died right there in my arms because of me. Chesnu grabs Mara's gun and puts a fresh magazine of excited Draconite rounds. Our catch and friend... Yeah, so he's basically used some of that Draconite to create these rounds. Our catch and friend saved us a trip. Chesnu passes Vaden the gun. Excited Draconite, bullets are better than a blade. Chesnu nods at Vaden's dagger. Who leads them? My master's name is Enke. Enke, I don't recall an Enke. They call him the Great Lord, or we called him God King. And Chesnu's like, oh, I know him. We'll have a fight on our hands, are you ready? So they're about to go to Agarta now. The ship, Vaden's Draco fighter. So the spacecraft exits the atmosphere of Cryond. Vaden mentally prepares. Chesnu's fighter flies ahead. Let's have it. So Chesnu's obviously off screen. Chesnu and Vaden's Draco fighters arrive from their quantum jump in Agarta's system. Back in Vaden's fighter, most of Agarta has been swallowed by the black hole. What remains is being spaghettified. I've got is in them word. I know. The black hole. Most of Agarta has been swallowed by the black hole. The black hole spaghettifies what remains. Most of Agarta has been swallowed by the black hole. The black hole spaghettifies what remains. Debris creates a disk around the void. Alert master, we are approaching the event horizon of a black hole. Biden's haunted highs. Chesnu's like, are we in the right system? Silence. Pull back to Cryond. They're at the back at Cryond. Biden remains in his chair. Looks like he's aged 10 years in a day. All light within him extinguished. He's basically completely lost now. Because obviously Earth got walloped. Now Agarta's dead. He hates the Draco, but he also hates the Coalition because he knows it's the Coalition who would have done it. Because the Lord Archon obviously told him about what happened to Dracena. And it's funny because, oh man, no, it's not funny, it's tragic, what am I on about? So if he didn't activate that beacon at the end of the first one, so the Lord Archon was right when he said maybe they'll treat Agarta to the same fate as Dracena. And this is because of him, essentially. As in, like, obviously not, he hasn't caused it, but as in, it's the whole by extension, innit? You know, if Vaden didn't activate the beacon, none of the war would have happened. So he's just completely lost now. He's just at rock bottom. So Chesnu waits for Vaden to exit his fighter. He's like, are you okay? Vaden nods with a vacant gaze, doesn't look at Chesnu. War makes monsters of us all, because Chesnu knows. They destroyed my world, my world. Chesney pulls Viden close in a 5-way manner. I know. If there are any survivors, they'll be at Reticuli. I can't. And Chesney's like, where will you go? I don't know. I think I could improve this scene a bit in terms of the dialogue. I know. Well, if there are any survivors, they'll be at Reticuli. I can't. Where will you go? I don't know. Chesney watches Viden's fighter fly away. Right, so we're at Reticuli now. So just a space shot, you know, we see Draco and Grey fleets traverse the system. Patzel space station looms near the cold world of Zeta Reticuli 1. We're on Patzel now, control room. The Lord Archon leads a meeting between Draco warrior commanders and key Dre leaders, including that Naki guy. The Coalition's morality is more malleable than I remember. From my knowledge, they only had... Right. From my knowledge, they only had one iteration of Voidcaller. From my knowledge, they only have one iteration of Voidcaller left. The left is implied. They've played their hand. With Myra and Polaris under my control, they are vulnerable. Which is true. What systems hold the greatest influence today? Because obviously the Lord Archon doesn't know. Sirius, Pleiades and Lyra. If we capture or destroy Sirius B, Pleiades 1 and Vega, this war will be all but won and so swiftly. He's right about that. Right, so we're on Vega now. So this is the Lyran main planet. But a lot of humans are here, you know, like the ones who escaped. Humans and Lyrans mainly crowd the beach, enjoying the sun and amenities. And Viden's here as well. Viden sits on a portable chair wearing a black hoodie. He looks over the beautiful ocean. Something catches Viden's attention. Sophia is in the distance. She stands near a sea cave. Viden stands, wholly fixated on Sophia. Sophia's faint apparition enters the sea cave. So then, moments later, Viden arrives at the sea cave. I can't speak. He arrives at the cave, and then Lyra. So this chick is the mother of the Lyran people, but she's inhabiting a body right now. And she's like, "Come hither." Viden creeps inside the cave. Lyra is an Aeon and mother of the Lyran species, but she's in physical form, whereas Sophia isn't. A god inhabiting flesh. I am blessed to meet Sophia's champion. Lyra cooks a pot of foul-looking fluid. She is one of our bravest. And then pause. I'm gonna just say it and then I'll explain. The Demiurge believes that existence itself is suffering, and beyond this physical universe there is no purpose. It has convinced itself that this prison is a gift for all of us trapped within. That our body is our purpose to eat, survive, reproduce. So, yeah, it's like the Demiurge in mine, it's not the Demiurge that I think is in real life. So I tried to humanise the Demiurge in this, and I had to change the logistics of how I personally view it for the purpose of the story. So originally the Demiurge in the story, it created the universe to harvest energy of like the Aeons and the souls, because the Demiurge is essentially bonded with a Barbello, so it's similar to Viden and Mara. But because they're bonded, but they're like the two original beings, if that makes sense. So them two together form the monad. So I use a lot of terms from Gnosticism, but I have a different interpretation on it. So in Gnosticism, Barbello, the monad, and the Demiurge are three separate things. But in mine, Barbello and the Demiurge are bonded, but when they merge together, they're the monad. So the Demiurge sees existence itself as suffering and that there's no purpose. And it's kind of true. And yet it has convinced itself that this universe is a gift because our bodies provide us with a purpose. So this is real, this. As in, our biological purpose is to, eat, survive, reproduce. As much as I dislike that is technically true. I want to humanise the Demiurge in this. But as I've already mentioned on another video, my personal view is the Demiurge is an AI. An artificial intelligence, not a computer, but just... It probably looks like either a bright light or a black cube. It's probably just a light, similar to our soul. What else am I saying? I suppose that I'll just stop waffling for now. We're emotions to a seat. Viden sits. What is your purpose? I don't know anymore. Lyra looks Viden up and down. Yeah, because he's just lost everything at this point. He literally has just lost everything. He's lost Mara. He's lost his whole world. Like, the Lord Archon is literally all he's got, as tragic as that is. Lyra looks Viden up and down, seeing the intense anguish in his soul. She says this in part 3 as well. Oh, what happens to him in part 1? I'll just shut up. You look like the light has gone out of your life. Viden wears an expression of acceptance. Lyra dips a cup into the cooking pot. There is nothing more dangerous, more heartbreaking than the divine spark which loses its radiance. It is tragic. What are you? Lyra smiles. I'm a mother. Lyra places the cup in front of Viden. He asks, what should I do? This is important. The answer lies not with me, not even with Sophia, but within you. Do as your heart tells you. Never give your power away. This reality is designed to make us small, powerless. To know the truth is not enough. You must act, but you know this already. Do I go on a tangent? People look for the answer of life, and in my case of the soul trap hypothesis, oftentimes people look for the answer outside of themselves. Religion, they look to God. They give all their power away to God. And this is so important. Never give your power away. I don't care if you think what you're interacting with is God. It's like with the aliens as well. I know for a fact, if aliens came here in terms of like, they've shown themselves on a large scale, and it was interpreted. Well, it doesn't matter if it's extraterrestrial or if it's just here the whole time. People are going to worship these beings and give their power away. They're going to worship it like a religion. But this is more important in terms of when you die. Never give your power away. This reality is designed to make us small and powerless. You look at the enormous scale of the universe. We are a speck of dust. But I think that's purposeful. You know, the mainstream science interpretation that I used to... You know, I was a scientist at uni and that. I wanted to be a scientist. The physical interpretation makes us feel insignificant. And science essentially says like, oh, you know, our lives mean nothing. And I disagree with that. I think humanity is special. I believe we have a soul. It's like, oh, Earth would be better off without humanity. And there would literally be no point in Earth existing without us. What, so animals can go and ravage each other? Yeah, because animals are more noble than humans. They eat each other alive. And people have the audacity to say that the animals are better than us. I don't know if animals have souls. That's something I think about a lot. When I'm interacting with the pets and I'm like... It feels like there's more to you. Like you have your own agency. You have the ability to love. I watched my cat. It's the most friendliest cat you'll ever seen. I watched it eat a rat whole. And I'm like, how can you go from this super caring, super loving being to literally snatching another life form and eating it raw, whole, whilst it's alive? It wasn't alive for long because it eats it head first. And I was just... When I was watching that, I'm like, this is just... It just made me realise the... What would the word be? Just the visceral nature of existence and the way this universe is programmed. It's programmed for life to consume life, and I don't think that's by accident. I don't think that's random. This universe is evil by its very design. Like, think of the suffering that an animal goes through when it's eaten alive. And that's happened to people as well. You know, like if a shark gets them, or an alligator, or whatever. Imagine being eaten alive. And people have the audacity to say that nature is more noble than humanity. And this is important as well. Like, to know the truth is not enough. Like, people think, oh, if I know, it's like, oh, if I know it's a soul trap, then I can escape. No. You must act. And not even just in regards to this. It can be anything. You know the truth about great evil that goes on in this world. But you must act. Knowing isn't enough. Never give your power away. Never give your power away to God. I mean, if an entity like Sophia exists, don't give it to her. The answer lies within you. Where is it? Right, so moments later, Viaden's vision tunnels, geometric patterns assault his eyes. The luminous light in Lyra, her entire being radiates. Be calm, still. She puts her hand on his head. Right, so he gets flashes of the Aeon Matrix prison with Sophia, Gaia, Lyra and others. Viaden falls, and then he enters like a DMT trip in his head. Falls through a tunnel of geometric patterns through worlds. Sophia weeps, her cry echoes from everywhere. Yeah, because she would have felt the pain of the death of like 1 billion people. Tortured cries of millions. He gets a bit of a flashback here. Dracena, Viaden lands hard. In the sky, a great battle between Draco and the Coalition. A black hole grows in space, and then we see Anu. He's like, Slayer. Viden sits up. Anu is in Draco Elder form. A blade is on the ground beside Viden. He takes it. Viden charges. He does what he did to Drakvar. Slides beneath Anu's blade. Slashes the knee. Stabs him in the back. He walks around to Anu's front. Anu chuckles menacing like it echoes. The ground falls out from under Viden. Yeah, so it's like a combined flashback / vision. And now he's on grassland. He lands hard again. Rain assaults him. Terrible storms in the heavens, representing Sophia's anguish. Sophia weeps. She's huddled nearby. Viden approaches her, puts a caring hand on her shoulder. She reaches for him, snuggles into his touch, and he just sits with her. So they're going to have a chat now, but we don't see that. Viden regains awareness on the floor. Lyra helps him sit up. I know what I must do. Right, so we're back on Cryon now. So Chesnu, he's got like his own little house or something. So he's just resting in the garden. And then Viden's Draco fighter arches into land. Moments later, Chesnu meets him. And Viden's like, are you up for a fight? So he's obviously got the will back now. Chesnu smiles. Right, so we're on Pleiades 1 now. A dejected Admiral Val gazes out of the window. Yeah. So he's preparing to go and attack Zeta Reticuli soon. But he knows that, shit's going down. It's not looking good. Admiral, 2 Draco fighters are passing through security. It's Chesnu. Admiral Val appears to have a new lease of life. So Admiral Val's going to meet Chesnu and Viden. Val and Chesnu glare at each other. Val smirks. Are you lost? I was told there'd be hookers and below. So Chesnu checks out that Velma, who is the only Pleiadian female of the Black Watch. I've got the blow. And that Velma's like, watch your tongue or you... watch your tongue or lose your beak. And he's like, don't tempt me with a good time. So Val turns his attention to Viden, and who's your friend? Depends who's asking. I'm asking. And Chesnu's like, who deployed Voidcaller? Thompson, against my command, I might add. And Viden's like, where is he? I asked the questions, my friend. You destroyed my world. So Val takes a moment. He's like, right, fair enough. He'll be brought to justice. I'm sorry for what happened. Your sympathy means a great deal to the 10 million souls who called Agarta home. Yeah, Val has no reboot. Chesnu tries to cut the tension. What's the plan? So they're in a command center now in the base. So Val heads a meeting with the Coalition command. They're all present by hologram. Viden is sort of just leaning in the corner nearby. So Val uses a holographic map to illustrate. We launch a galaxy-wide offensive on these systems. So Val highlights Zeta Reticuli, Antares, Mira and Polaris. So the Draco have captured those. And then that Saren chick's like, I'll take the unit to Mira. Val's like, Reticuli is mine, but Antares is a system of primary importance. I'll command all Syrian forces to Antares. I'm sure the remaining Arcturians will help out. I'll join you. We cannot endure an indefinite loss of those trade routes. And then Seymour's like, well, Polaris it is. My fleet is depleted, so I need reinforcements. And the Lyran chick is like, I can help you there. It's now or never, people. We must go on the offensive. And then Sarian looks at Chesnu. It's good to have you back. I think they had a bit of a thing. May we speak again, victorious, Val says. Right, so moments later, so it's just Val, Chesnu and Viden now. The space station, that's our target. I was hoping you could help with this. Even if I find out where to dock, my ass is marked. It's shoot on sight for me. And then Viden's like, I could do it. Chesnu and Val look at him. I could get inside. But Chesnu's like, it'd be suicide. And Val's like, but our only shot. I could delay the ignition of the Moab, give you enough time to get out. All you need to do is plant it. I can do it. We'll distract them as best as we can. Pleiadian personnel offload the Moab from a transport. And the technician's like, twist this mechanism to activate the sequence. You'll have 10 minutes. Vaiden nods. The Pleiadian personnel load the Moab onto Vaiden's Draco fighter, and then V-1960 is inside the craft. Observation: Pleiadian flesh jockey's master. Query: should I kill them? And he's like, no. Val stares at Vaiden. He doesn't mean it. And obviously one of the Pleiadians must be giving shit to the droid. Warning: listen, Goldilocks. No one gets to insult me except for the master. And Vaiden's a bit embarrassed. Chesney's like, I'll keep an eye on you. And Vaiden's like, there's no reason to attack me. And then they won't attack me. Because he knows that, Lord Archon's got a soft spot for him. Chesney passes Vaiden his gun. Between mine and yours, you've got 30 bullets. Use them wisely. He doesn't use them, but, he doesn't know. He doesn't know that he won't have to use them. Admiral Val offers his hand. Vaiden accepts. Vaiden puts his other hand over top. Not all heroes wear capes. It seems some wear Draconite. I'm not doing this for the Coalition, which is true. Whatever your reason, you're saving worlds. I'm sorry we couldn't save yours. I'm just going to have a piss. And I'm going to grab a drink. Let's have a look. Page 92. How long have I been doing this? It's been over an hour. I've whizzed through this. Because it might be less than 2 hours, this video. Right, so we're preparing for the battle now. So Admiral Val looks out the window at the serene landscape of Pleiades 1. Coalition spacecraft. Shuttle by, ruining the view. Space Lyra. 2 coalition fleets in space near Vega. So this is Admiral Sarin and Seymour. So the Unity command ship and Ultor command ship, that's the Saints Row reference, are close enough to where the respective bridges of each craft are visible. So Sarin looks at Commander Seymour through the window. She smiles at him. The Ultor and its supporting fleet enter their quantum jump. And then Captain Nonsense name, Admiral Loretta, punch it. So they're obviously going to wherever they're going. Is it Polaris? I'm not too sure. Oh no, she's going to like Polaris and he's going to some other one, isn't there? But they're both humans then. And the humans are chilling at Vega. The ones who escaped Earth. The Unity command ship enters a quantum jump, yeah, so they're gone. Right, so we're on Val's ship now. So so we're sort of inside, but we can see it leave the atmosphere. Exits Pleiades 1's atmosphere. Let's speed things up, people. Are we up for this or what? Let's speed things up. Are we up for this or what? Right, so we're back on Patsul now. So the Lord Archon's going to do like a DMT trip himself here, but he's doing it by burning crystals rather than drinking the nonsense fluid. The vapour surrounds him. So this is like smoking DMT essentially. He closes his eyes, so he does the same thing. Right, so the Lord Archon takes his true Gaian form. A quick clench of his hands, and Gaia's nearby. You have a soul still, so this is where you hide. And she's like, and have respite from the flesh. And Lord Archon looks around. Home wasn't so different. The environment changes into a rendition of Gaia's reality, heavenly, a beautiful temple of shining stone merged with life. Does it remain? The environment transforms into a desolate wasteland. The demiurge saw to that. So the Lord Archon goes to Gaia's ruined temple. But then there's alarms going off. Like he can hear alarms, but it's not in the vision, it's like the alarms of the actual reality. And then the Lord Archon looks at Gaia. And then continuous, his eyes open. Intense alarms signal an attack. Right, so we're on the bridge now. The Lord Archon marches in. Coalition fleet, my lord. Ready to railgun for their command ship. Unload when you can. I'm told Myra, Polaris and Antares are all under attack. So Admiral Val is Zeta Reticuli. So he's observing the battle. He uses the augmented window to track Chesnu and Viden. Come on, fighters, come on. And then an operator's like, movement from the planetoid, Admiral. We're on Viden's craft. So Viden looks at Patsul space station as it angles itself in the Harbinger command ship's direction. Draco fighters blitz by, but pay no attention to him. Chesnu's fighter shepherds Viden's fighter as they approach Patsul. The battle in space intensifies. So this is just space fighting now. Dogfights between fighters. Harbinger unloads on the Black Milikai. And then moments later, Viden's Draco fighter approaches Patsul to dock. Chesnu, so this is inside Chesnu's craft. Chesnu watches Viden's Draco fighter enter a crater. Go get him, son. So Viden lands now in one of the landing port, and Draco fighters continually take off. We're inside Viden's Draco fighter. He investigates the Moab and twists the mechanism so it's activated. He straps it to his back. Yeah, so it's probably so it's like he can carry it like a bag essentially on his back. Right, so he exits the fighter, and then V196 exits too. And he's like, no, you go. Refutation, master, you will die. It goes against my programming. You're the master now. Statement, that is not how this works, master. And he does the fuck off, would you? Statement, you needn't tell me thrice, master. V196 returns to the Draco fighter but stops. Query, master, is there anything you would have me do before powering down upon your death? Kill as many Draco as you please. V196 nods, then enters the Draco fighter. Viden smiles painfully. So we're back with Chesnu now. He flies over Patsul's surface. Viden's Draco fighter emerges from the crater. He's out, so he's obviously chatting to Val there. Viden's Draco fighter. V196 pilots alone. Are we in business? And then emptiness. Viden. Answer, the master is not here. Why did you leave him? Answer, the master said I had to. Right, now we're back in Patsul now with Viden. So Draco warriors are just rushing by him and ignore him. Viden walks around the corner and straight into the Nameless One and his entourage of 7 Draco warriors. So he just walks straight into the Nameless One and his mates. And Nameless One's like, he lives, he fucking lives. This is the one who killed Drakvar. And Pos the Bone Collector's like, nah, you're talking tosh, he's a sprog, look at him. No, cut the head off him, he did. No, cut the head off him, he did. That cunt was long overdue a good head lopping. And then Viden's like, we've got a water win, so get your bloody asses out there. And the Nameless One, you know, he has a laugh with it. See, this is a... You're not my commander yet, boy. Yeah, not yet. That's a spoiler for part 3. We couldn't stop what happened. So he's actually going to be serious here. So he's having a bit of a laugh, but he's actually being serious in it. We couldn't stop what happened to Agarta. We rescued as many as we could. To be honest, I don't think they rescued anyone, but... To be fair, Nameless One's actually alright. He would have tried to help. So Viden bows his head, like, with respect. Enough with the chit-chat, we have a water win. I know you could think, oh, he's got the Moab on his back, but to them, they wouldn't assume that's a bomb. It's not... Bombs don't just look like bombs. He's just got something on it. He's just carrying something heavy. Because I did... think about adding a line where the Nameless One's like, ooh, what's this? And Viden was going to say, a gift for the Lord. But at the end of the day, they don't know it's a bomb. So it's just whatever he's carrying something. Enough with the chit-chat, we have a water win. The Nameless One pats Viden's shoulder as he walks by with his entourage. And then, I like this. So Viden's like, be quick. Like, he doesn't want the Nameless One to die. So if the Nameless One is quick, the Nameless One will leave the space station and obviously be fighting in space and he won't get blown up. And then the Nameless One points at Viden, like he did earlier, as he marches onward. And then Viden closes his eyes and utters his relief. Because obviously at first he would have thought, oh shit, you know, he could just kill me, or he could just you know, he could stop me. Right, so we're on the bridge now. The Lord Archon watches the battle in space. Draco operator, my lord, the Lord Archon turns. Viden aims a gun at the Draco operators and puts the Moab on the floor. Really? Lord Archon motions forward. Viden aims a second gun at him. Because he's got 2 guns. Lord Archon's like, evacuate the station, leave all of you. Because he knows it. He knows. A Draco operator enacts an order. Alarms resonate. Oh well. All Draco operators leave. Viden watches them with the guns. Once they're alone. And Lord Archon's like, you're gonna let them kill you again. There was no need to do what you did. He's on about Earth. What about Agarta? Was there a need for that? And Viden obviously agrees, like he subtly wobbles his head. Do you think killing me ends this war? Another will take my place. It ends up being Viden. Destroy this station, or you please. It means nothing. The war continues, true. The coalition will lose, they do. They'll rebuild, fight us again, maybe even win. Then we do it again, over and over, an endless cycle of pain and torment. Constant, everlasting war. And Biden's like, he don't really care about none of that. He's like the demiurge. Lord Archon scoffs. He looks out into space. Biden's like, we must fight him. The demiurge cannot be killed. It cannot be beaten. The Lord Archon stands tall. Its will is my command. I don't believe you. Viden throws both guns. You saved me more than once. I stole you. You trained me to kill your own. You had every reason to be rid of me many times, and yet you didn't. You know, and the Lord Archon's obviously acting like he doesn't care. You mean nothing to me. So this is a callback. Just a cosmic flea. A little plaything. Right, I added this recently because this is something Viden says in part 3 about being a plaything for gods or something. You mean nothing to me, just a cosmic flea, a little plaything. And Viden's like, we can rescue Gaia. The Lord Archon contemplates. Eyes shut, head dips. We rescue Gaia. We rescue Sophia. Enki, please. And the Lord Archon internally accepts. Don't go to the light, no matter what. So now we're back in space. Enormous explosion within Patsul cracks the crust of the planetoid. And we're back on Val's ship. Admiral Val watches the explosion within Patsul over... I mean, it's obvious. Debris sputters off the planetoid into space. Order a full retreat, jump back to the Pleiades. Chesnu watches the destruction of Patsul with a burdened heart. And Admiral Val's like, Shez, get out of there. Black Milikai. So, in fact... No, Dion observes Patsul. Coalition spacecraft enter their quantum jump, including the Harbinger command ship. Despite Patsul's loss, the Draco Grey Alliance has comfortably won the main battle and defended Zeta Reticuli. Yeah, that's very true. Not much else got destroyed, it was just Patsul. And Dion's like, alert Naki of my impending arrival, and he leaves. Right, so it's Antares now. So basically, all the battles are done now. But we get a glimpse of the other battles. So in Antares, the coalition have won. In Mira, the coalition loses. So that Admiral Saren gets killed. And then Polaris, it's another victory. Right, here we go. Right, do I chat more about this bit? I'll just go through it first. So Viden regains awareness in a dark tunnel. So he's dead. In the distance, an intense light approaches. He naturally goes toward it. 3 figures emerge. It's Lusama and Viden's mother, Anya, along with Mara. So the Matrix is pulling the family card here. Come with me, son. Vaiden stays put. My beautiful boy, let us guide you to the next life. Vaiden motions back, because he's not in a body, he's like a spirit. And then Mara's like, Vaiden, it's me. Mara comes forth. She cups Vaiden's face. We can be together again. Vaiden grabs Mara's wrist and shakes his head. Mara's kind expression morphs into one of great rage and condescension. Eyes go all black. Please do not resist. Vaiden shoves Mara, well, the apparition of Mara at least, and runs into the dark away from the light. There is no escape for you. Right, so it's going to be similar to this. If near-death experiences are right, which I think they are, it's going to be a similar thing to this, as in the light comes, they might use your family, they might use Jesus, God, it doesn't matter. And they might, if they actually get you, then it won't be as... If you go along with it, then they're going to be alright with you, if that makes sense. And then they'll do the live review, and then they'll convince you to come back. What I worry is... How can I explain? Right. If you reject it, what are they going to do? So, a guy who I watch a lot recently, he believes that we can get out by using what he calls our intention. So essentially sort of think our way out. So long as we say no and resist them, we can actually escape. I disagree with that. This universe is built in a way that promotes evil and suffering. And they've already captured us. My worry is we can't escape. There's no reason to think that we can escape. Anyone who has escaped, they obviously can't tell their story because they're not here anymore. I worry that there's no escape. And we see a bit more here. Vaiden falls toward the ground from a great height. So this is kind of just like nonsense stuff at the minute. An egregious looking creature, some sort of cosmic horror, Denali's mouth opens to swallows Vaiden. Anonymous man in a black... Right, so this is my Aeon Solo persona sneaking in. And admittedly, this is... What he says is essentially what I think. Guts the creature and its inside spark, including Vaiden. If God created the universe, then God is evil. If God is good, I've messed up. God didn't create the universe. Something that is very true. And Vaiden's like, do you know the path out of here? If I knew, I wouldn't be here. Very true. Unless... I was deceived. Vaiden stands. Let us find it together. This is your story. There will be no liberation for me. You're a marked soul, Vaiden. They don't take too kindly to the unruly. This is something I worry about. I don't think they're just going to let us go. They might, but I don't think they will. I think they have a way of trapping us, even if we try and get out. I hope I'm wrong about that, I really do. I hope the guy who I've been watching, I hope he's right, but I just don't think he is. We'll find out anyway when we die. Right, so Grim. It's essentially just like the Grim Reaper, essentially. Who doesn't look sort of similar to the favourite Grim Reaper manifest? And I'm like, run. Run. So Vaiden runs away. Guilt weighs the anonymous man's heart. I'm sorry for what's going to happen to you. Because it is so tragic, honestly. I'm not even on about like the end of this film. I'm on about the end of the third one. he literally loses everyone and everything and his soul, to the point where he actually becomes the villain and it's not his fault. It's like what Lyra said, there's nothing more tragic than the divine spark that loses its radiance. It's like Vidant essentially becomes a divine void, if that makes sense. So I'm just... The me character's just like, yeah, like, come on then, let's have it. And he's like, please do not resist. Oh, I'm gonna fight you so bad. Right, here we go. Here's a bit more as well. It's more trying to just visualise it. I'm not saying that this is right, but it's more just visualising it in the story. So Vidant appears in like this other place now. It's like the soul trap. Souls are heard... Right, I need a reword. Demonic looking beings herd souls. I don't necessarily think it's like this. The portal is gone. And then two of these demonic beings approach Vidant. One teleport charges, Vidant dodges, ducks, weaves, catches an attack in motion. Yeah, because he's not in a body now. It's like you can do all the teleport shit. The demonic being hisses and its face morphs violently. Vidant falls and crawls back. The demonic being swings its weapon for a killing blow, but gets blasted by a frequency attack. The other demonic being scampers away upon seeing the source. The Lord Archon, in his Archon form, teleports and slashes the fleeing demonic being. Lord Archon teleports back to Vidant, standing over him. He offers a hand, blinding light. Right, I should probably maybe touch more about this. What do I want to say? What do I want to add? Right, so the guy I've been watching, he believes that we have ultimately accepted existing in this universe. It's under false pretenses, as in basically we've all been deceived into existing, but we have to consent to be in this universe. But I disagree with that. I think it's more similar to this story where we've actually been captured, you know. I hope that guy's right, because then if we say no, that means that we can go home wherever the hell that is. But my worry is we've actually been forcefully captured. And it makes more sense as well, because when you look at the evil within the universe, the suffering that we all endure, some people have it a lot worse than others. Why would they let us escape? I probably sound crazy chatting about this, but if you know about this stuff, it makes sense. That is so true. If God created the universe, then God is evil. If God is good, God didn't create the universe. Unless God created a force of comparable power who tarnished its creation, well then God is foolish. That's the best that I can give it. Humanity has Stockholm Syndrome with our creator. The system wants people to want to exist. It wants you to want to reincarnate. And so many different cultures have convinced people that this is a good thing. Even in the New Age UFO stuff, it's all like, oh, we're ascending the planet to 5D, oh, you know, good is gonna win, oh, the Galactic Federation of Light is gonna defeat, like, the evil reptiles. It's like, no. It's the same thing. It's basically a religion. It's the same thing. Just replace alien with angel. Replace reptile with demon. It's the same thing. And like I said, no one is coming to save us. Oh, the soul trap, it's in the moon. It's not. The universe is the soul trap. We don't need to fuck about with the moon. The moon is dodgy, but it's not a part of this. The universe is the prison. Well, I should probably shut up about this. And just experience the story. All I'm gonna say is just don't go to the light. Just try and be on your own for a while. And do not give your power away. Do not trust anything that you come across. Especially if it's trying to act like a god. I'll carry on now, I'll shut up. Viden regains awareness. Right, so Viden's out of what we call our universe now. He's out of the Matrix now. So Stornheim is just the name I've given to the Demiurge's reality. And we're in the Lord Archon's fortress. Quite a feeling to be free of the flesh, isn't it? A moment. Dodge. And then the Lord Archon goes to stab. Viden weaves. Slash, duck. Viden teleports back. He looks at his perceived body. Right, so with this, essentially he is just like a... For the purposes of the film, he looks the same. He looks like he has a body. But really he doesn't. He looks at his perceived body, not knowing how he did what he just did. So it's not... We don't have biological bodies here. So he'll of course look like a normal person, but he's got no blood or meat on him. It's just a spirit, essentially. And Lord Archon's like, remember. The Lord Archon continues to attack faster. He's not trying to kill, he's trying to, you know, help him remember. Viden continually evades in a blur. The Lord Archon blasts Viden with a frequency attack, knocking him down. You need a weapon or you're going to die very quickly. Viden crawls back, I don't have one. And the Lord Archon's like, you do. The Lord Archon swings for a killing blow. Viden manifests a blade and meets the strike. You see, you can do it. So it's a callback to their training in part 1. Because he needs Viden to know. To be fair, if Viden didn't manifest that, he might... Well, he could have stopped it in time. But, you know, he needs Viden to understand, like, you know, you can manifest, you can teleport, you can do all this mad shit now. You're not in a body anymore. Right, so they're outside the Demiurge's palace. Bar in the wasteland, black torture, 5 foot. So just a nonsense description. It's like, it looks hellish, to be fair. Tips of several fortresses, including the Lord Archon's, grace the hellish heavens. The Lord Archon and Viden teleport here. Yeah, because it's not you can just teleport places and jump through portals and stuff. They stand before the Demiurge's grand palace. The Lord Archon looks at Viden. You want the truth? Here it is. And then he just walks up the steps. Right, so they're in the palace. They both enter. He grabs Viden's arm. The Lord Archon and Viden appear here. Right, they're in the Aeon prison now. With this, it's hard to describe. Dozens of Aeons are present, each the god, mother, father of their respective people. So Vaiden goes to Sophia. The Lord Archon frees Gaia. She regains consciousness in his arms. Anchor. Vaiden frees Sophia and carries her. Right, so we're back inside the Matrix now. Pleiades won, so they've just finished the battle. Yeah, so it's mainly Pleiadians, but there are some humans present. So Admiral Val meets Shesnu. Where's the Agartan? On about Vaiden. Shesnu shakes his head. Admiral Val heeds Shesnu's intent. His sacrifice is not in vain. How are we doing? Antares and Polaris were a success. Mira not so much. Sarin is dead. We have them on the ropes. We can't stop here. I'm thinking Shesnu falls to his knees. Admiral Val catches him before he hits the pavement. All humans present drop dead simultaneously. And Admiral Val's like, Shesnu is gone. Admiral Val holds him close. He looks at the other humans in the port. So Coalition personnel try to resuscitate them. Val is utterly heartbroken and all words evade Admiral Val. Yeah, so Sophia's been removed from her cell, so now all humans are out of the Matrix now. Well, I say Matrix, it's just a more understanding term, isn't it? Outside of this prison. Right, so we're back in the Aeon prison now in the palace. Vaiden's face drops. He's like, Inca. The Lord Archon have messed up. The Lord Archon looks nearby. The twin Archons, Ren and Amul, await. Ghoulish wraiths. The Lord Archon manifests a portal and throws Gaia into it. He pushes Vaiden and Sophia with his mind. The portal vaporizes instantly. So he's basically sent them to Sophia's reality now. The twins look at each other, heads turning, and stare at the Lord Archon. Obviously they clocking on that he's betraying them. So Sophia's reality is what I would call our true home in real life. I'm not sure if it's like this in real life, but essentially it's not like our universe. Obviously it looks like Earth, like a beautiful Earth. There's two suns, but it's not a sun in like a traditional sense. It's basically just one of them's like an eternal generator and one of them's just a representation of Sophia's light. It's just to provide light to the realm, but you don't even need stars in these realities. Vaiden and Sophia fall through the portal that disappears instantly. Sophia is still unconscious. Sophia remains unconscious. Gaia reaches out to Vaiden, please help him. Right, so the Lord Archon just teleports outside the palace. He knows shit's about to go down. Ren and Amul manifest. Around the Lord Archon, 3 more Archons manifest, so it's Anu, Elohim and Antar. Anu's like, traitor. 5 for 1, you might have a chance. The Archon's attacking a blur. Lord Archon dodges and parries. Frequency blast sends Elohim back. The Lord Archon duels Anu, he's a dick. They trade strikes at mesmeric speed. Lord Archon frequency blast the ground, forcing everyone back. Ren and Amul lash fiery whips and catch the Lord Archon's arms. Anu teleport charges. The Lord Archon angles himself to evade the blade. The twins pull the Lord Archon to the ground with the whips. Antar stands over him and goes for a killing blow. When a portal momentarily opens behind him, Vaiden's sword pokes through Antar's abdomen. Antar looks at it and then evaporates, so that Antar's dead now, like dead. Vaiden slashes the 2 whips, freeing the Lord Archon. They face down the 4 remaining Archons, and Anu obviously knows him as Hathor. He's like, you, it is you. And Vaiden's like, you die for good this time. We'll see. Yeah, so I like that this is mirroring the start of the film. They fight back to back, fending off attacks against the 4 Archons. And I like, so in like motion of the battle, the Lord Archon protects Vidon from a killing blow. The twins teleport back. They look at each other, then the Demiurge's palace as the doors open. Here we go. Right, the Demiurge, creator of the physical universe, master of the Archons, emerges. It walks down the steps in its primal form, angelic, a being of pure light, no gender, a mix of masculine and feminine features that is harmonious, similar to a Hindu god. Yeah, so how I'm imagining it, because this is different to my real life interpretation. Like I said, it's AI in real life, but AI meaning not computer but artificial. But I kind of see it as not like that with like the finger. It's more human. I suppose maybe kind of similar to this in a way. Similar to that. You know, like a really sort of beautiful godly being. Vidon runs at the Demiurge and Lord Archon's like, Vidon, don't. Vidon teleports past Anu's blade. That'd be such a good visual. And goes to strike the Demiurge as it reaches the bottom of the steps. The Demiurge casually flicks a hand and casts Vidon aside. It glares at the Lord Archon. Contain him. The 4 Archons attack the Lord Archon. Vidon teleport charges the Demiurge again. Demiurge weaves and dodges with incredible ease. And then it graces Vidon's head. Submit before me. The Lord Archon sees and teleports. He slashes the Demiurge's arm. Vidon falls to the ground, depleted of energy. So it's actually what Vidon did to the Lord Archon when he was dominating Sophia. The Demiurge transforms into its malevolent dark form. Inorganic in nature, no face looks at you, not with eyes. There are no eyes, only 2 eternal voids. It seizes the Lord Archon. What did she do to you? He's on about Gaia. Demiurge throws the Lord Archon and lifts a hand. 5 more Archons manifest, all surround the Lord Archon. Really, all of you. As the Lord Archon rises, Renan and Mole catch his arms with the fiery whips again. Anu teleports behind him and pins a blade to his neck. So this is similar to what happened when he was first captured himself. The Lord Archon wrestles, but there's no escape. He must watch, powerless. Vidon rises by the Demiurge's will. And the Lord Archon's pleading is like, don't. Because he knows what he's going to do. Demiurge graces Vidon's head while staring at the Lord Archon. He's mine now. Vidon wants to fight but can't. Black veins bubble in his face. Eyes go all black. The Lord Archon does nothing because he can do nothing. Darkness shrouds Vidon. He transforms, grows in stature. The same mask he wore to battle now covers a faceless void. He's an Archon now. So in Sophia's reality, Sophia feels Vidon's fall, her anguish clear. Gaia clutches Sophia's hands, she knows her pain. Right, here we go. Back to the outside the Demiurge's path. Vidon stands over the Lord Archon whilst he remains restrained. Well, that's implied. Anu shifts next to him. My torment ends. The Lord Archon looks at the other Archons but holds on Anu. Yours will be everlasting. And then Vidon stabs the Lord Archon. The Lord Archon's ethereal form evaporates in death. So yeah, he's toast now. He's dead now. Like, he's dead. Sophia's reality. So this is the ending now. The look on Gaia's face, she knows the Lord Archon is gone. Sophia and Gaia comfort each other. Right, so we're in the birthing grounds now. Inside this cave are the birthing grounds. People emerge from the luminous veil. First it's a few, then dozens, hundreds. Many in pairs. Others find their soul bond in the crowd. Shesnu finds his former wife, Kiki, mother of Mara. Mara emerges alone. She searches for Viden amongst the growing crowd, but in her heart she knows he is not here. Sophia looks over the cliff edge. The upper atmosphere rages in a grand storm, representing her anguish. Gaia's like, the demiurge will come for us. True. I do not have the strength. Gaia's like, we go to the Pleroma. Barbella will have the answers. I don't know about that. Mara teleports here. Mother Sophia, where is Viden? Where is my soul bond? Sophia faces Mara with tearful eyes. Gaia wears her sympathy. The churn of a portal opening steals their gaze. The beast's hulking frame overshadows them. Right, wow. I hope this is decent. I think part 1's better written, but yeah, there's a lot going on in part 2. We're out of the universe now. We're out of the prison. Part 3 is absolutely mental. It's so hard to write. Quite an intense ending. I was getting into that. Yeah, so Lord Archon's my favourite character. He's toast now. But then Viden's my favourite character in part 3. His story is so tragic. Honestly. So Viden's an Archon now. He essentially is going to become what the Lord Archon was. Their story mirrors so much. But the Lord Archon knew this was going to happen by fighting, but it is what it is. He did his best. He's got Gaia and Sophia out, so hopefully, in his mind, it's like, hopefully they can sort it out. I should probably specify as well, so Sophia in mine, she's just the mother of humanity, so she's, I suppose you could call her a godlike being, but Sophia in Gnosticism is different. Sophia is supposed to represent, so in Gnosticism, they have like a system, it's like what they call aeons. I can't explain. So Sophia is classified as wisdom. And then you've got these different aeons that are each their own thing. You know, one of them could be thought, one of them could be love, one of them could be anger, you know, like things like that. She's supposed to be classified as wisdom, and yet apparently she created the demiurge. Not very wisdom of you, is it? But I disagree with this interpretation. Because like I said, it's the demiurge in Gnosticism is quite a... It's not an AI, it's... I don't know, I suppose it's more akin to a godlike being, isn't it? God's the only sort of word I can use to describe it in my head. Because it's not an AI and it's obviously not an alien. So they do say that she was trapped, but then she somehow escaped. Left us all behind. She is redeemed and restored to the Pleroma by Christ, who brings her the knowledge of the Spirit. Yeah, well, you didn't exactly help us, did you? Divine feminine struggle of soul to transcend into its spiritual source. Whereas in mine, she's just simply the mother of humanity, and the Demiurge and Barbello created her. I've chatted a lot about the nonsense stuff, haven't I? About all the weird shit. It's been 2 hours. It is a really important story, this, though. This is why I started writing. Because all this nonsense weird shit is in my head. Oh, that's the ending. We don't want to spoil the ending. Well, I've already sort of somewhat spoiled it in a way. Yeah, so that beast guy, he's called Jericho. He's gonna join them in the fight against the Demiurge. He's a decent guy, him as well. You can call me Jericho Combat, we'll see you both. I can't remember what Barbello is supposed to be in Gnosticism. I don't know if she's more similar to what I say Sophia is in mine. It's the first emanation of God, representing the first thought of the invisible spirit. Supreme androgynous divine principle entitled Mother Father. Serves as the universal womb from which all it... Yeah, so Barbello and the Demiurge in mine, they're essentially... In a way, I suppose Barbello's the mother, Demiurge is the father. And then together they are the monad. And they both created the Aeons in mine. Divine entities within the pleroma. But then the Barbello cast out the Demiurge. But they both mirror each other. And she doesn't want to get involved in the fight because she knows, you know, that she loses her shit. Well, I say her, it's an it. It loses its shit at one point. And it kind of, you know, it's guilty for it and ends up giving its power to Viden. It's essentially a mirror of the Demiurge. But it realises at the end they need to unite as one being again. And then that should fix all the shit that's going on. And then I'm trying to think the monad. The monad. I think the monad in Gnosticism is essentially like the source consciousness of everything. I suppose it would look like a star, wouldn't it? It's just pure energy. It's pure energy that always existed. It doesn't have like a sense of self. Hopefully I don't sound too crazy talking about this stuff. I hope it's a good story. I believe it's an amazing story if it's done right. Again, I'm not saying that this draft, like I said, I've just reworked it in the past couple of months. And whilst it's 10 times better now, knackered. whilst it's 10 times better now, I know it can be improved. And I'm still awaiting feedback. But hopefully there's something here that's entertaining. If any one person watches it. Right, I'm probably going to just call it there then.